Well, it took me a few months, but that's the tower off the same house. I just got this one. This one was on the east side of the house. This one was on the west side of the house. This one had the MA-4 Hornet beam antenna on it. This one had a UHF VHF stacked antenna set with a rotor. John got that. But this would have been a 50 footer, or a 48 actually. This measured out to like 7 foot 8 inches because I had to cut it. I just finished cleaning up the ends, but yeah, I had to cut it. And then I cut the cross braces out because I had to cut them off of the ground too. Otherwise, that would have been a 48 footer. This one's actually a 40, but that pipe, this pipe was inside of this crown. I'm not even looking at the phone to see if he's seeing what I'm seeing. But this part right here was inside of that, the crown. So this much pipe to about here, well, about here was sticking up. So let's just say 2 foot or 3 feet. So I'm gonna say it was about 46 foot to the boom of that antenna. And this one, like I said, they buried 3 feet almost of a whole section. And I wasn't going to try to tax the block truck and pulling it out. We just cut it off and left what was left. Because usually this galvanized stuff, when if it's in acidic ground, like clay, which that's what it looked like around that house, it would have just been rotten, too rusty to use. Surprisingly, the galvanization is still mostly intact on most of the pieces except the top two, which is expected. That would have got elements from 360 degrees. These ones were up against the house, so it wasn't just like this. This was the bottom section. It was pretty much protected. Bottom, second, third, fourth. So, yeah, this one, we know for a fact, the guy had a Polaroid picture. You could see this tower in the picture, and it was dated 1985. I'm 1984, and I'm 39, so 38 years at least that tower had been standing, because it was concreted in. I had to cut it off, too. You see right there. See, the stubs are still in it. But, yeah, so I got 2 40 footers at least. Well, that one's going to be over 40 foot, but that one's definitely 40 foot. Then I have another 40 foot on my trailer, and I want to say it's 30 feet. I want to say it's 30 feet. That's the one I had that worm winch on that I could let it up and down when I lived at Deckard's. But she's doing all right for now. So the plan is to maybe get some of that Eastwood rust encapsulator paint. I don't know if it's UV. I need to do some research. But for all this is going to be doing, these towers, holding not much up, and they'll be bracketed. Like if I put one up, I was thinking of concrete anchor. I'm hoping there's a slab of concrete here, just concrete anchoring right here, and just winching it up with the garage so it would come up this way, or actually it'd be out this way. See where that fire pit is, a 45 away from this, and it would be right here. So it couldn't go that way, the garage would stop it, and the power line's right there. So it's a good backstop, and just bracket it off and attach it. But as far as pulling it up, probably gonna have to do some kind of a, I don't know, some kind of an eye lag eye through a beam or a stud, and then I can use my electric winch. I mean, it don't take much to bring these up and down. It's just, well, there's a hole right there in that post. I was just looking at that, and there's one right there. I don't know what that would have been for. But yeah, I just seen that now. That would make a good pull point. Would it be kind of low? Oh, there's a hinge plate that was my first one I built. I gotta cut that spike off because that does nothing. And possibly add to the side, the front, and the other side a little bit more. Yeah. Yeah, that was today. You know, it figures nice out. I planned something like 2 weeks ahead of time to go do this. You know, Saturday, and it's always weather that fights you. I was soaked to the bone. But the guy wanted that tower down because he was getting a new roof put on, and being that I took this one down, he gave them to me. So, gee, because just to get them down. And it took a little bit of thought of how to bring both of these down, so that's why we used that block truck to get this one down, because it was bad place for power lines. Bad place. So basically, he climbed up to, it would have been the second section down. We put a cinch strap through, told him how to do it, had him come through, well actually under here, come through, come back, and come around again, and then pull it through, and then hook it to the block, the pulley block. And then all I did was kind of swing it away from the building a little bit and start letting it down and booming in. And I had him grab the bottom section and pull it back to get it to come to lay down, because basically we had like a power line like this, and we had to get it to do one of these numbers and come down underneath it. The power line was put in later. Like they redid the electricity, and yeah, it was close. But we managed. I didn't get too much of it on video because when you're doing it, and you're doing it by yourself, you can't really film this kind of stuff. But always like to get tower. I believe this is Roan 25, or it's 20. I don't know. I think it's 25. I have to do some specking, but I believe that's 1.5 inches, maybe 2 inch going up through there. Same with that one. My other ones aren't that big. My other two towers, or the other one like this, ain't that big of a crown section. So I've been rambling on for a while now, but yeah, getting tired of the old spaghetti pole. I mean, it's nice to put something on it and take it up, lay it down, take it up, and you're golden. But yeah, this is just not really that safe, but it's held everything up in the storms except when it folded over. I mean, nothing of this happened, but one of these days we'll get it done. Oh, and I got the base section for that antenna coming. That piece with the holes in it and all that hullabaloo is going to be changed out. So when that happens, when that gets here, it should be Wednesday or Thursday. I'll bring it back down, put it on the pipe and the bushes, and retune it and get it right where I want it. It's pretty dead nuts where on SWR right now it's real low, like 1.1. 1.2, 1.3, depending on where I go in the whole 20, from 26.815 all the way up to 28. That's quite a few channels. So we got the coverage and it tuned out right. So, yeah.